actually, there's another thing which I find very interesting when I think about where does the value leak? Did you pick the right guy? The second one which you're putting your finger on is, did they think big but start small and move fast?
Yeah.
I find another interesting spot where value leaks, and for the lack of a more sophisticated word, I call it alignment. You know that point of shift where you go from being an investor to an owner, where you're going and being a risk seeker and discounting everything that could go wrong and talking down the possible upside because you have to buy the asset, to flipping over to the other side, and now suddenly you have to create mitigation and go after opportunities. I often find that's a place where the sponsor, CEO, or sponsor management relationship, if not managed through, again, a repeatable model that the operations team should think about, it stumbles. If you leave it to gravity, it fails half the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that would be, again, something that is, I think that'll be something really cool to work on. Like, if we could create standards on that, which, you know, all this $5.5 trillion of sort of capital could first be a avoider of risk and then pivot into being a seeker of risk. I mean, that's a human sort of a process which you can't just, you know, flip your finger on. Right. We need to have a repeatable model to make that work.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's absolutely no question. And you know, when we start to think about a repeatable model, I think that, you know, we imagine this world where we have an investment committee, we have deal makers and some operations people that are around the table deciding which asset to buy. And then we have a deal team and an ecosystem starts to emerge around that asset, right, which is focused on that value agenda, and you begin to see a board, a deal team, a CEO, a management team. They're all forming around this asset. And then the capabilities that are going to help to create that value. As those things become more sophisticated, different PE firms begin to take different approaches, right, to actual value creation. And value creation is not simply throwing it over the wall to the CEO and maybe a non-executive chairman and hoping it's going to work. We actually have to make value. Right. And I think there's an emerging set of roles in there as the pivot starts to go from deal making to value making. Right. And the committee, sort of formally known as portfolio operations, becomes value operations. Right. And it's not that, oh gee, well, we're deal people and we don't really understand value. Actually, they really do. Yeah. And we're operators and we really don't understand deals. Actually, they really do. And now you get that alchemy that is between deal making and operations that, you know, I think we're calling value making.
Absolutely. I think maybe it is not the rise of the operating partner. It is the rise of the investor operator.
Yeah.